Have you ever thought about changing your location? And I don't just mean going from city to city in the same country, but actually going from where you are now halfway across the world or just to a different country. Have you traveled somewhere where you thought, I could find myself living here pretty easily? Well, that's what this video is about. What is the mentality that it takes to become an expat? What are some of the things that you should think about if you want to add expatriate to your name? Well, my name is Alexander Howell. Welcome to the channel. We're just going to get right into it. Enjoy. So let's get right into it. My name is Alexander Howell, and for those of you who don't follow the channel, please feel free to like and subscribe to it. Also hit the little notification bell if you like this video. It will let you know anytime that I go live streaming or one of the new videos pops up. Or also follow me on any of these social medias. You can text me at 816-727-7740 or follow me pretty much everywhere at Alexander from KC. Instagram is kind of a main place, so follow me there. Also alexanderhowell.com. Anyway. So the idea of being an expatriate, or an expat, as most people say, is that you enjoy where you are, but you want to get out of the country, you want to live somewhere different. And I think that you'll find that's a lot of people. A lot of people are looking to live outside of the United States or Canada, basically outside of their own country. Most of us feel the same way that we always have. We love our country, we enjoy where we're from, but at the same time, the world is a massive place. Earth is not necessarily a big planet, but it's huge to us. 25,000 miles in circumference at the equator, and everywhere else it gets a little bit smaller. But the fact of the matter is that we live on a giant place with a ton of different places and peoples and cultures to explore. So why would you stay in one place your entire life? Now, obviously, most of us have family, we have friends, but right now with the internet, we are so much more connected than we ever have been. So living away from somebody doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be away from somebody. I mean, take, for instance, me. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. That place just out there, that's my hometown. And this is totally not a green screen. But anyway, I live in Kansas City, Missouri, but I want to eventually move to Merida, Mexico. That's okay because it's only a 6-hour flight from my parents, from my friends, from my family. But if my family goes there, we're close to home and we still can travel the world. It's an amazing place and we can be connected at any point with a webcam, a cell phone, whatever it might be. I mean, heck, I want to go to Antarctica. Why? Because it's there. We all want to travel in some way, shape, or form. Some people want to stay within the continental US or Canada or anywhere else on the globe. Some of us, like myself, for instance, want to see the world. It's awesome. And again, you get to experience not just the place, but the lifestyle that it comes with. In Merida, it's a little bit warmer, it's a little bit more relaxed, but at the same time, you're still going to be working, especially me, your butt off. You just have to do it remotely, which is easier than ever. But a new lifestyle might make you a little bit uncomfortable. But if it's something that excites you, you might as well try it. Even if you only call yourself an expat for a couple of months, it's still okay to try it. You're going to have new food, new ideas, new cultures. It will be an experience. It will make you uncomfortable. But being an expat could be a pretty awesome life for you. Now, the change can also mean an increase in productivity. I have a friend of mine who traveled the world for 12 months. She went to a different country every single month, and it was through a service that she really enjoyed. But she traveled the world for 12 months, and what she realized was the hours that she spent working, if she just drove right through it, she could then spend her other time having fun and doing other things. I think a lot of us, especially right now during the COVID crisis, we're at home, and even though we're getting past it, it's still a little bit distracting to get into a situation where you're working and then you feel like, oh, well, I can do some things around the house and then I can have lunch, but I need to have lunch at my desk, but then I need to go take care of the laundry. It all gets a little crazy. With this new world that we live in where we realize that everything's digital, being an expatriate doesn't mean that you have to wait until retirement. It can mean that you're doing it right now. And by the way, if you are following that right now, one thing that I will absolutely suggest, no matter where you go in the world, you are a guest, follow the local guidelines. You can agree with them, disagree with them, that's completely fine. But if you are a guest in a different country, let's follow the local guidelines, make sure that we stay safe and all of that. And hopefully we're just about through. I got my first shot, by the way, so we'll see what happens. I'm hoping it works out pretty well. Also, one thing that I would absolutely tell you is set a deadline. Absolutely set a deadline. Make sure that if you are considering trying this, if this is a goal of yours, that your goal is this date. If it is January 1st of 2022, if it is July 4th of 2025. It doesn't matter. Whatever your date is, especially if you're in retirement, this might be a little easier if you know the exact date that you're going to retire. But set a deadline. That way that you can make sure that you do everything that you possibly can to prepare, and you prepare efficiently. What do I mean by this? If I'm going to move to Merida, Mexico, I don't speak Spanish fluently. I can get by. I'm getting better because I'm starting to study, but I know that if we're looking to retire in 16 years or move there in 5 years or 1 year, whatever it might be, I know that I have to put the amount of effort in to learn the language so that I don't look like somebody that's just a fish out of water, and I don't immerse myself in the country that I want to immerse myself in. I'm not just traveling there for a day. I'm planning on making this my lifestyle. So make sure that if that's the case, you set a deadline, because I don't know, some people work better on a deadline. I work better on a deadline. If you tell me, Alex, you've got to get this done, I'll wait 4 weeks. I'll wait a month. I'll wait 6 months. I just said 4 weeks and then a month. So that's fine. I'll wait a week, a month, 6 months, a year. But if you tell me I need this done by Friday, you can guarantee that it's going to get done by Friday. It's the exact same way in almost every situation. So some people work better on a deadline. Get the date ready, work to get ready, make sure that you're working for your culture that you're moving into, and then have fun. There's another thing too. If you're moving somewhere that is cheaper, for instance, I've already said that I live in Kansas City, but if I move to Paris, there might be some things that I have to do to prepare, because it's a very expensive city. It's a long way away. There is more expensive real estate there. I'm going to have to really think about what I'm putting my time and effort into, and possibly find a way to make even more money than I am now. But if I move somewhere that's cheaper, that can mean that there are hours out of the day that I am working now that I might not need to if I work on an hourly basis, or even if I'm a contractor and I worked on a contracting basis, I might not have to pick up as many customers as I do currently, because my cost of living is going to be less. Now, that being said, you can also work the exact same amount, enjoy it, and then you get to enjoy that lifestyle and with an even bigger paycheck. However you want to look at it. It also might be an opportunity to start a business. So if you are looking at doing the same thing that you're doing now and you move somewhere else, fantastic. But if you want to do something else, this might be the perfect opportunity, if you move somewhere cheaper, to do something that you're doing now to make sure that the bills are paid, start up a new business, work that as your side hustle, and then eventually take over and do exactly what you want to do. So this is going to be a really minor thing on this video, but this is going to introduce you to new types of food if you're an expat. Now, I'm just going to say this from experience. We went to Cancun, we've gone to Puerto Vallarta, we've gone to Italy. We have experienced food, and it has been amazing. But at the same time, we've only been a place for a few days or a week or whatever it might be. When we went to Italy, we were there for 10 days. We felt like we really immersed ourselves in the culture, but we were only there for a week and a half. There's only so much that you can do. But when we went to Mexico and stayed there as a sabbatical for a month, we really started to go out and try to find different places and different foods and experiment. And most of the time, we really enjoyed it. I mean, I am always considered the picky eater in my family. I don't consider myself that, because I like meat and potatoes and corn and green beans, and I'm good to go. So, you know, what's up? That was dumb. But anyway, I like what I like, but I've started to like more things because I have traveled, because I have tried to really try local foods when we are there. So when you're there, one thing to appreciate about it, if you're feeling down a day, if you're homesick a day, go out and find some good food and enjoy it and have a great time. And remember, most of all, that food is culture. That might sound a little strange, but food really is culture. You know, there are a lot of foods that it takes. Part of my ancestry is I'm Croatian. I'm everything. I'm a mutt, but I do have a Croatian side. And there's a neighborhood in Kansas City. It's called Strawberry Hill. A lot of Croatians moved into that neighborhood, and they have povatica. Povatica takes forever to make, and people in my family made it in the past. I've never made it because it takes forever to make, and I'm not patient at all. But you watched it, and that's part of their culture, was spending a Sunday or a Saturday making povatica. It's the same in every culture. Food is culture, and you should absolutely enjoy it. So the other thing is going to be that this is a brand new world for you, and there are going to be things that freak you out, especially if you just decided, you know, not having been there, nothing else, I'm just going to move to Thailand. It's happened. There's a couple that I follow online, screwthe9to5.com, that for a while, because they were trying to live cheap and build their business, they just up and left and they moved to Thailand. And they were able to kind of have a minimal lifestyle and build up their business, and they become successful from that. But it's got to be a little terrifying for pretty much everybody around. If you're the person that is just deciding to up and change your life, you're going to have to get used to feeling uncomfortable in places. But understand that your confidence is going to be massively improved because you're going to realize one truth. You can get through anything. You can get through anything if you just calm down, relax, understand that there's going to be sometimes a language barrier, an understanding barrier. They may speak English, but not as good as you. And they may not speak any English at all, and you have to adapt to that because it is your move that changed the game, we'll say. Understand that there are tons of resources. One, try to learn the language. It's going to be far better for you. But at the same time, download Google Translate onto your phone and utilize that app, figure out what the local language is, hit English to that language, and then speak into it and allow it to go on conversation mode. It's going to help you. And eventually through those conversations, you're going to pick up words, you're going to pick up language. And again, make sure that you try to do it too. But you're going to get through those uncomfortable situations. Also understand too, you might hear horror stories. I went here and I just couldn't get over the fact that there was a language difference. I just couldn't understand what was going on. It made me really uncomfortable. And we've been to a lot of different places. My wife has been to even more than me. And some people spoke English, most did not. People are honestly amazing. We don't give each other enough credit for that. When I go somewhere, I have gotten to the point where I feel very confident that I just smile. If I just smile and treat the person in a very kind manner, I'm going to get through it and we're all going to understand it. And in fact, if you have that relationship with them, language doesn't matter. You can laugh with somebody that doesn't understand a word of what you're saying and vice versa. If you're going to stay there, learn the language. If you're traveling, have fun, but just relax and realize that in some situations, they may be more comfortable. And also, just as a side note here, if you run into somebody that's traveling to the US or Canada or somebody that speaks English, or in Canada, it's English and French. But if you're running into somebody that doesn't speak your language perfectly, just understand and look back at the times where you felt uncomfortable in a foreign country and be the person that helps them, be the person that they come to because they're uncomfortable and you help them to find a way out of it. A smile and an understanding laugh is going to go a long, long way. And on that little side note, be proud of your achievement. If you go somewhere and you have all of a sudden started learning the language, reflect on where you've been and reflect on where you are. It should be a really positive thing that you're able to look at this and go, I've learned the language, I've been a part of this culture, I have put myself into this, and I have been very happy with it. That is a huge thing. It's something that not a lot of people do. Like I said, when you're on vacation, how many times do you get homesick? Exactly. But if you're living somewhere as an expatriate, that's your home now. You might be able to be a snowbird, or you might be able to travel home every once in a while. But if you have chosen to live there for an extended period of time, this is your home. Be proud that you're a part of it now. So as an expatriate, one of the things that you're going to have to come to terms with, and this is one that kind of blindsides people because you think about all the positives. I'm going to go to Mexico. I'm going to go to Argentina. I'm going to go to London. I'm going to go to Thailand, wherever it might be. And you're like, I'm going to have a great time. And then the thought settles in, well, my finances, I need to think about, I'm going to have to sell my house. Where am I going to put my stuff? Uh-oh, the fun has already begun. The truth is that you're going to have to realize that most of your stuff doesn't matter. And I don't mean your pictures and your memories and things like that. But when you're traveling in general, especially if you're traveling for an extended period of time, it becomes very apparent very quickly that there are certain things you need and most things you don't. Your couches, most of your furniture, all of the TVs. If you're in a different country, you don't need those things anymore. Get rid of them. And if you can't get rid of them, if there are things that you absolutely want to keep, one, figure out what you can take with you. And if they're that important to you, take them with you. But if they're things that you just want to keep, put them in storage. But one thing I guarantee you is that when you're traveling, when you're gone for an extended period of time, you forget. How many things that you have right now in storage in a box somewhere that you forgot, right? there are a lot of things that we forget. It's really strange, but when we put something away, we realize how much we don't need it. Now, it's fun to take them out and look at the memories and understand those things, but when you actually get here with it, you don't need them. If you're uncomfortable throwing a lot of things away, put them in storage. And when you come back, take a look at them. What don't you need? Throw it away. So the thing that matters the most are the memories, your family. If you have pictures that you like, take them or make them digital and put them on your phone. Makes it really easy. Then all they take up is just a little bit of space. But what matters are the memories, not the things. If there are things that you care about, keep them. When you come back, see what you really need. I guarantee you, you're going to probably cut what you need by 50%. Remember, this is a journey. It is a lot of learning. It's a lot of different things, but you're going to get through it. It's going to be tough at times. You're going to get homesick, but you will enjoy it. If you have committed yourself to living the expatriate lifestyle, or some people live the quote unquote digital nomad lifestyle, where it's not necessarily retirement. They're being an expatriate because they are living their life just like the couple that I was talking to you about that moved to Thailand. There are a lot of different ways to be an expatriate. Snowbirds, digital nomads, retirees. Tons of different things that you can do. But it's a journey. Appreciate that. So last but certainly not least, be prepared to want to go home. People get homesick. I've talked about that throughout this video, but you will. You're going to miss your home. You know those pictures of astronauts and prisoners of war and just soldiers that are at war? Anybody that's gone away from their country, from their home, and they get off the plane and they kneel down and they kiss the ground. It's a very powerful moment, but there's a reason for that, because they're home. Now, some people had a negative experience, some people had a very positive experience, but what they missed was home. They missed their things. In Kansas City, you know, we get made fun of all the time, but we're gonna miss the barbecue. Like, it's just gonna happen. We're gonna miss our places. We're gonna miss our friends. Be prepared to feel that way. It's going to happen. But remember why you're doing what you're doing. You're looking for a different lifestyle. You're exploring the earth. You're exploring different cultures and cities and all types of different things. Enjoy it. And if it doesn't work for you, come back home and just travel. There are a lot of expatriates as much as there are expatriates. Find the reason to do what you do. Try something, experiment. You'll have a great time. So that's the video, guys. This is all about the mentality of wanting to become an expat. This is something that my wife and I take seriously because that's our goal. We want to move to Merida, Mexico, so much so that we've already bought the house. Now we're going to do short-term rentals for a while until we figure out if we're going to move soon or we're going to take a while and move. But we definitely are going to spend a lot of time down there in the next few years, no matter what. We're going to spend time during the summer when the kids are out of school, maybe winter break, things of this nature. But that's our eventual goal, and we want to be down there several times to make sure that once we actually make the move, we're ready to go and we know exactly what we have to look forward to. The other thing is we want to make sure that it's good for our kids. We want to make sure that it's good for our situation. We don't just want to say, okay, kids, pack up all your stuff and let's go to Mexico, buy grandparents, buy friends, buy family. That's not good either. We have to make sure that it's good for our entire family. And it's something to really think about. And that's something that I would suggest to you. If you found the perfect place to move, whether it's Merida or Canada or Siena, Italy or Thailand, go there. And go there for a while. Go there for at least a month. Make sure that you work from there. Make sure that you do everything that you can, because that's really, 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 really important. Do all of those things and you're going to be fine. You're also going to be pretty happy. Earth is a big, beautiful place. You should really enjoy more of it. But again, guys, my name is Alexander Howell. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please feel free to follow me at any of these social media links. 816-727-7740 is how you can text me. Follow me anywhere at Alexander from KC. And again, Instagram is my jam. That's where you can normally find me posting pictures and laughing and interacting and that kind of thing. Also, feel free to visit my website, alexanderhowell.com. If you go to the Contact Us page and sign up, all that does is send an email directly to me, and you can ask me any questions that you might have. This video is about being an expat, but for the most part, my video is about travel, real estate, and with a real big focus on Merida, Mexico. So if you have any questions about that, just let me know. And as always, peace.